Hey, how are you doing? I know that you're doing well. I trust the Lord that He has brought you this far. I know it's been a while since we have talked. Anywho, here I am just thinking about my children right now. It's been a long day, and I dropped them off for their hairdos, and I've been thinking about them, busy, but thinking about them throughout the day, and thought probably that I should share what the Lord has been teaching me through that. Because when I have thought about them and thought about even calling them, this is the thing that the Lord was speaking to me, that, sometimes we think about things and we justify our actions, and we truthfully do that, because like if I miss my kids, the best thing to do is to call them. But sometimes we have to think about them, because if I call them right now, for example, I have an idea how the talk would go. Mommy, how long are we gonna be here? I'm bored, or all those kind of things, and I have an idea, how long it's gonna take them. But if I am going to tell them how long it's gonna take them, it's going to be more discouraging than encouraging for them. And so I have to think about them before I do anything, or for me to even not call them, which seems like the best thing to do. Because when we miss people, we just want to call them, we want to find out how they are doing, and sometimes when you do this, it is not adding to them, it's actually taking away something from them. And that's what the Lord has been teaching me, that if we are able to understand these things, that I love my children, and I really am thinking about them, but I know I can't call them, not because I don't care, but because I don't want to burden them even more. The Lord has been teaching me through that, throughout the day, about the process that we have to go through. Many times, because when they have their hair done, and as African, with our nice, beautiful, hair, it takes a minute to make our hairs, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we have to understand about the process by which you can go to a salon, and it takes a little bit of time, and by the time you come out of that salon, you look so beautiful. So we have to honor the process. If they called me and they asked me how long it's gonna take, I'm just gonna be like, something like, it depends on how still you are, it depends on how fast the person who is making your hair is, all these kind of things, and sometimes it takes a minute, because sometimes the children are not their attention span is really short, and so it will take a minute, because they want to do this, they want to do that, they want to go to the bathroom, they all that kind of thing. It has to be put in the equation. Now the question is, and why I'm speaking about this, is the reason for the process. God sent you to do something. He really did. He told you it's gonna be like this, and you can almost you see the end of what he told you that it's gonna be. But he has allowed you to step out, and so he's talking about the process, that it is going to be a process, and we cannot, no matter how much we want to, we will not override, or we are not going to overstep, or just do magics, or it is not going to happen without the process. And the process sometimes is something that we don't want, because it takes our time, it takes our patience, it takes our our commitment. It takes so much for us to get where God is telling us that we need to go. And that is the word for us today. My children, many times we have talked about it and said, I wish we could just have our hair done, or those hair beautiful do's, without going to the salon. And as much as we can wish that, it is not going to happen. If we have our hair, to do our hairs and to have them beautiful, we have to go to the salon, we have to commit the time and all that. And so I'm speaking to somebody who feels that like God has forgotten them, or God is not thinking about them. Because me as a parent, if I can think about my kids and really not call them, and not because I don't care, but because I actually care, I don't want to burden them through the process that they have to go through. The Lord is speaking up to you this day that, you know, He has not forgotten you. As a matter of fact, He thinks great about you. He knows that you can do it. He knows that the process is important. And for Him to, you know, seem to allow you actually to just step in there and do what you need to do, you know, to have to encounter all the things that you have to encounter, it does not mean that God is not thinking about you. It does not mean that He's not watching over you. It does not mean that you don't belong to Him and that He doesn't love you. It does not mean any of this. In fact, just like I'm the one who is taking care of my children's even bill to pay for their hairdos, God is taking care of everything. And so, do not be discouraged. Do not be discouraged. Do not be discouraged. The Lord is with you. He's going to ensure that, you know, you're heading in the right place. He's going to ensure that the process is complete for you to get everything out of what needs to happen. So do not be discouraged. Do not be discouraged, but just know that the Lord is thinking great about you. I love you so much, and the Lord loves you, and we'll talk to you some other time.